Hello, my fellow creative freelancers and solopreneurs. When it comes to marketing yourself, what are your biggest questions? My guess is that if you're like many other creative service-based entrepreneurs, your two biggest questions are, where do I find clients that I love, and how can I talk to them in a compelling way such that they hire me to do the work that I most want to do? Those are usually the two biggest questions. Where do I find my clients and how do I talk to them? How do I talk about my services? So I'm Aura McKay. I am the founder of Business of Creativity, and we're committed to helping creatives like you bridge that gap between having great talent, being confident in your services, and actually attracting clients and work you love consistently. So how do we do that? Because now that we know those two biggest questions, how does that help us in being more successful in our creative business? So let's break it down a little bit. I often find that big, scary, giant questions that keep us spinning around in circles are usually the beginning point. That those big, scary, giant questions that seem insurmountable or just way too challenging to answer, we can break them down. We can start to ask littler questions and sort of eat the elephant one bite at a time is the analogy. Hey Tracy, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So when we look at the two questions, I'm going to say them again in case you just joined us. So number one, most creatives are talking about, where can I find clients that I love? So let's look at that. The first thing, whenever you're looking for something, so where can I find my car keys? Where can I find the perfect apartment? Where can I find a kettle that I can plug into my wall? When you're looking for where can I find, the more clarity you have about what you're looking for, the easier it is to find. So, when someone says, hey, can you go grab that bag for me in the other room? And you walk into the other room and there's 17 bags sitting there, you don't really know if you found what you're looking for. So the biggest thing that we can do to move us towards answering the question, where can I find clients that I love, is to get really clear on, well, who are clients that you love? So if you're watching and you already have crystal clear clarity on who your clients are, go ahead and put it in the comments and I can help you find out where they're going to hang out. So the first thing, if you're looking for something, is to know what you're looking for. And especially if you're looking for people, because the more you can know about a person that you're looking for, the easier it is to anticipate or guess where you might find them, what they might be doing there, and what they're going to need from you once you find them there. So that first piece, that element of clarity on, well, what are clients that I love? I think we can break that down a little bit further, because I'm not seeing a whole bunch of answers in the comments box. So that must mean that we don't really actually know who our clients are. And gang, I have to say that for a long time, every single time I heard, who are your clients? You have to niche, you have to focus, you have to choose a particular client, I would get so frustrated because I knew that my creative services could help lots of different kinds of people. And I didn't want to have to exclude anyone. And what I've learned is that it's not about excluding or saying, no, you're not going to work with those kinds of people. Focusing your marketing on attracting clients that you really love is about focusing your time and energy on the things that are going to mean the most to you. So it's not about not doing it. It's about focusing on what you want. And then where to find them. So there's two places that you can look for clients. Yeah, there's two places. You can look for them in the real world and you can look for them online. And often they'll hang out in similar places in both locations. So if you've been in a creative service where you rely on finding your clients in live in-person networking events or going on location to go and meet people, and you haven't been able to do that, and you're thinking, well, where are all of those clients that I used to meet in real life? They are hanging out online. And when you can think about your clients as a group of people that have similar characteristics, behaviors, ideas, and needs, it's easier to identify the kinds of groups where you might find them. So, for example, if you're wanting to do headshots, you could say, okay, well, if I want to do headshots for actors, where are actors hanging out online these days? If you're wanting to do headshots for businesses, you could say, well, what kind of businesses? Do I want to be going to a huge national firm and photographing 200, 300 people at a time for headshots? Or do I want to be working with the individual small business person and doing one corporate headshot at a time? So then you say, okay, well, I want the individual person. Then now that you know more about who you're looking for, it becomes easier to find them. So I find that when we're in that place of where can I find clients that I love, we probably haven't done the work yet to get crystal clear on who those clients are and what they care about that would cause them to gather together so that we can find them and identify them. When we're doing this, it's just as valuable to understand the clients that you absolutely do not want. So sometimes we can have similar clients. So for me, I really want to serve and support creative freelancers and solopreneurs. I do best when I work with creatives who are in a service-based business. I can help other entrepreneurs. I can help entrepreneurs that aren't creative. I can help entrepreneurs that aren't even in services, that have products. But it's not where I shine. It's not necessarily what really fills me up with fulfillment. It's not necessarily where my skills will be best leveraged or easiest to align myself with the needs of that demographic. So I'm pretty clear that my clients are service-based creatives and they're not makers or product creators, which makes it a lot easier for me to figure out where they are. So we can see that this whole struggle of finding our avatar client or understanding our ideal client profile is really at the core of being able to find these clients, and gang, it's at the core to answer number 2 as well. So question number 2 is, how can I talk to them in a compelling way? What is my marketing message? What am I going to post on social media? What am I going to share in my Facebook Lives? What am I going to say that's going to resonate with those ideal clients in such a way that it compels them to take an action that moves them closer to working with me? So sometimes we're jumping the gun. We're trying to compel them to go from just introducing ourselves to them to, hey, let's work together. And it's too soon, too fast. And so often we're jumping the gun and we're not respecting the journey of a buyer when they connect with us. So every time we go to buy something, we go through a buyer's journey. And if it's something completely new where we've never bought from this person or business before, where we haven't even been aware from them, we first have to discover them. So there's the awareness stage. And then after we're aware of them, we sort of think, are these kind of do we even consider these as a possibility to meet my needs? And then we have to make a decision about, is this the exact right fit for me? So there's different stages that people go through before they say, yes, I'm going to hire you. Sometimes it happens really quickly, and sometimes it's a long drawn out period. So that marketing sales cycle could be as fast as they've never heard of you. They come across something on Instagram. They think, oh yeah, I'm aware of them. I'm going to go to their profile. I'm going to see the link in their bio. I'm going to like it. So now I'm actually looking at your offers on your website and I'm in consideration, and you have a book me now button and they just book you right then. That does happen. But mostly it does not happen. Mostly there's a series of communications that happens along that journey. And each stage of that journey may have a different style of communication. So when you're thinking about, well, how can I talk to my clients in a compelling way such that they're going to take the next action? The first thing is to get clear on what that next action is. What is the next thing that you want them to do? Should they go to your website? Should they follow you? Should they share? Do they need to take a specific action? So you invite them to take that specific action and move them through that buyer's journey. And the conversation that you have in an awareness stage doesn't include things like prices and delivery dates and logistics. That's for farther down the conversation when they're ready to actually buy from you. So we have this compelling feeling as a creative freelancer, as an entrepreneur. We know that we need to make money. We know that we need to have clients. And so for most of us, it's the question of, well, where can I find clients? But not just any old clients, not the PETA clients or the clients that waste our time or are really picky or don't want to pay our rates or are difficult to sell to. We don't want those clients. We want clients we love and work that inspires us. And we want it to be easy to be able to compel them to work with us. We don't want to have to do a whole lot of struggle and education and work and communication and stuff to be able to sell to people. The more clarity we have about who we're talking to, the easier that whole process is. So I invite you, if you are currently struggling with your marketing, to get back to the basics and to look at in as much detail who your market is. If you have clarity about who your market is, or you're at least pretty sure, but you'd like to go a little bit deeper with that conversation and then move forward and really understand what your buyer journey is and to set up each of the conversations for you in your business along that buyer journey, I invite you to participate in the Marketing Confidence for Creatives program that starts on June 17th. It's a fantastic 8-week program that's going to absolutely set you up for success in knowing what to say, when to say it, and where to find your clients so that you can have those meaningful, compelling conversations that is going to attract clients you love and work that inspires you. So Marketing Confidence for Creatives program does start next week on June 17th. I have a couple of info sessions, but I recommend that the action you take right now is to apply. I don't let anyone in any of our programs at Business of Creativity unless it is the right fit for where you are in your business. So I will interview each person who applies for the program to make sure that that program is a fit. And if it is not a fit, I will give you alternative resources, links, or other options to meet you where you're at in your own creative journey. So apply now. There's no fee, there's no cost, and you aren't actually committing to do the program. What you're committing to is finding out what the best next steps are for you to get the clarity in your marketing, to get the clarity in where your clients are and how to speak to them so that you can have a life and make a living doing work you love. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, there is a link that is going to be in the description, and it is businessofcreativity.ca/apply. And I look forward to speaking to you about where you're at in your journey and how I might support you. Thank you so much for joining me at today's Tuesday 2 o'clock Tea and Talk. My name is Aura McKay. I'm the founder of Business of Creativity, and I will see you here next week.